daily word with E. Today's daily word is Hebrew. Hebrew. Hebrew, the actual word. Hebrew. Hebrew is an ancient word. An ancient word that means black. That's what Hebrew means. Hebrew is an ancient word that means black. Period, point blank. Now, a lot of times we talk about the Israelites. And you guys gotta remember, back during those times, it was like a metropolitan area. And what's making me state that is when we talk about demographics. Like in the Bible, it talk about Grecian Jews. It talk about Hebrew Israelites. So look at it more like the Israelite faith was the Israelite faith at that period, but there were different factions of it, meaning there were different types of people who were part of the Israelite faith. Greeks, Romans, also and Hebrews. There were different factions or different types of, or groups of people who made up the Israelite language, or not the Israelite language, who made up the Israelite culture. They followed the same tenets. For example, Jesus Christ is a Hebrew Israelite, right? But they spoke Aramaic back then. He wasn't a Hebrew Israelite because he spoke Hebrew. He spoke Aramaic. So did Apostle Paul. And just think about it, when Jesus was crucified, they had a sign up above, and it was in 3 languages. And when you have something in multiple languages in a community, that's an identifier for being in a more metropolitan or multicultural kind of area. But going back to when Jesus died, and they had a sign up that said King of the Jews. It was written in Aramaic, it was written in Latin, and it was written in Greek. Think about that. Aramaic, Greek, and Latin. That's what was written above Jesus, the sign that was written. The King of the Jews in those 3 languages. I'm going to give you an example. Say you live in a place that's pretty multicultural, say California, New York, Chicago, some of the other places in the South as well, Atlanta, Florida, Michigan, wherever, where there's multicultures there. A lot of times, say you go to the ATM, you'll have multicultural, they'll have different languages that you can access at an ATM. Do you want to do it in Spanish? Click here. Do you want to do it in English? Click here. Or they've had it where you can select the language, Korean, South, or Chinese, or whatever the language that you might want to pick going into the ATM. But they don't create things like that if it's not a more metropolitan kind of area, if they got a lot of people that's diverse culturally and language-wise. So just relating that all the way back in ancient times when Jesus died, and they put the sign up saying King of the Jews, Aramaic, Greek, Latin. So that tells you the type of people that was around in that communities during those times. Going back to the daily word, Hebrew. Hebrew is an ancient word that means black. Simple as that. Period, point blank. An ancient word that means black. Talk to you soon. Talk to you soon. God bless.
You're not only a soldier, you're a soldier. Tell us. God bless you. That God has his hand on your life.